In this video, we're going to cover some key commands that can be kind of helpful when you have a composition that has a lot of layers. With these commands, we'll quickly be able to select layers and then move up and down through the different layers without necessarily having to use our mouse. Before we start, it's always a wise idea to make sure that we have the panel selected that we're going to be working with. So I'll just click on my training swoosh tab there to make sure that my timeline panel is active. Now, if you have a full-size keyboard, you can quickly and easily select an individual layer just by clicking the number in the keypad. So for example, if I want to select layer 8, I'll just type 8 on my keypad. Now, if it's a double-digit layer, you can just type those numbers relatively quickly. Let's type 12. If you need to see an animated parameter for any layer, you could press the U key. Now, if I want to hide that, I'll press the U key again. If I need to select any specific parameter for a layer, I can go ahead and type the letter for that parameter. For example, opacity, I'll use T. For rotation, I'll press R. For scale, I'll press S. You get the idea. Now, if you just hit it again, it'll go ahead and collapse that layer. If I need to quickly select the layer above the layer that I currently have selected, I can press Command on the Mac or Control on Windows and then use my up and down arrows. Now let's say I'd like to select layers 8 and 9. If I hold down Command on the Mac, Control on Windows, and then add Shift, I can use the down arrow to add to the selection. Every time I keep clicking that arrow, it'll add to the selection. If I go back up, it'll actually continue adding to the selection. If I want to start over, I can just press the Command key and press down or up, and it will go ahead and jump to the bottom or the top of that selection. So again, Command on the Mac, Control on Windows, and then Shift, and that'll allow you to add to the selection of that individual layer. And finally, if I want to create new layers in my project, I can create those layers with the Y key. Now, on the Mac, if I press Command Y, it'll automatically create a new solid. On Windows, it's Control Y. If I add the Option key to that or the Alt key to that, I'm going to press Command Option Y. That would be Control Alt Y on Windows. That'll add an adjustment layer. Now, there are many other key commands you can use in your Layers panel, just most of those correspond to navigating through time, so we'll definitely explore those in the animation chapter.